Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Urban Woman Oracle and Tarot, or you may see it as Tarot and Oracle. I am only on Facebook and YouTube. So I think on YouTube it's The Urban Woman Oracle, Tarot and Oracle, but my Facebook is The Urban Woman Oracle and Tarot. So anyways, all are welcome here. I'm gaining the confidence to start a TikTok channel. However, I am not quite there yet. But on my TikTok channel, if I do and when I do start one, it will be more about like spirituality, not cards. Okay, so this is more like learning spiritually. A lot of the things that I do want to talk about on the TikTok channel, which it will be called, the Urban Woman, like my, pages are across YouTube and Facebook. But it will be more so like on why, who we are, and where we come from. So if you feel like you have always been like the black sheep of your family, or the odd one, or the witch, or the special one, then that's what this channel really is going to be about spiritually, is why you feel that way, where it stems from, how consciousness, evolves in the universe and planets, things of that nature. So I'm getting there, but when I do create that, I will definitely post here and let you know. So be on, I would say, I think two reasons why I was mentioning this is if you have, any feedback or questions or subjects or anything like that, feel free to comment below or message me directly and let me know as I am preparing for this. I guess one thing that's kind of holding me up is in a week I go to talk to a group of people that about stuff like that. So I'm kind of going to see how this goes, and then if I have a good feedback from that, then I'm sure that I'm going to proceed with this TikTok. So alright, I'm going to do I'm going to use this past life oracle deck, and I'm going to clarify with the Kipper deck. I will say that this deck here could actually be a past life reading. I have, when I use this deck, I usually ask, whatever messages want to come out. Now, sometimes it can be a past life reading. There are times where it can be hitting on what's going on in your life at this moment. Like, for example, okay, I did a reading like this probably 8 years ago. And the first card out was about a farm. All the cards around this one card were about restrictions, money, rules, authority figures. Well, one lady reached out to me and said that not only was she thankful that I did the reading because that gave her clarity about her situation, but her and her husband had just bought a farm, and they were trying to live there, but be able to make stuff where they could sell it or something like that. They needed, the license, and they had to follow all these rules and guidelines, and this one person that they were having to deal with, they kept butting heads with him. So anyways, the reading resonated with her around what was going on in her life at that moment with this property her and her husband had purchased. So, see how this deck can correlate to what's going on in your life? So, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be about like a past life. Now, it can, but there's a possibility that stuff may come out, you know, about what's going on in your life right now at this moment. And I will say this because about 10 years ago when I did the very first reading with this deck, I know in the book, you know, it says by Doreen Virtue, she does not recommend doing a Celtic cross spread with these cards. Anyway, I own them now. They're mine. I can do whatever I want to with them. I started doing Celtic cross spreads with this deck because this deck called me to do so. So I follow my intuition. You know, a lot of times before I do a reading, one of my decks will start talking to me. There's been times when, you know, I've had so much shit going on, the decks had started talking to me, and it'd be like 4 or 5 days before I ever got over to it to take it off the shelf, to shuffle it and see what it wanted to say. And it'd be like for 4 or 5 days, that card deck, I would see the cards flipping out. I would see like what the meanings of them were. The card deck would always be on my mind. And that's usually the case with any deck that I choose to come make a video on. So today, this one spoke. So we're going to see what it has to say. And I will also tell you this, that there are a few cards in the deck that I have to resort to the book for, okay? So we will see. We'll see what comes out. Alright. Past Life Oracle. I am looking for 10 cards for a Celtic cross spread reading. Atlantis tried to flip out. What messages do you have for all viewers at this time? Asia just flipped out. Father, communal living just flipped out. Lessons and blessings, communal living just flipped out. The arts and communal living. Alright, so straight out, we have Galactic. The challenge, love life. The basis of this reading, why it's all happening, is because of the imprisonment or the slavery. In the past, we have high priest or priestess. Right now, we have scribe or a writer. And in the future, we have spirituality and religion. Okay. Keep in mind, because this is a collective reading, either you are in a relationship that you have been struggling with, or if you're not in a relationship or you haven't been struggling with a relationship, then you are struggling to let love into your life. Lord, I have got to fix this table. So, which could mean that like you are having heart chakra, like blockages. Maybe your heart is closed down or shut off. You could be angry or bitter for, you know, whatever reasons, whatever things have happened in the past. So I would say right now, looking at this Galactic card, this Galactic card, let me go ahead and read it. Lord, come on now. Okay. This may be your first time on this planet. If so, you probably feel alien, as if you don't belong. Earthly customs such as marriage and parenthood aren't natural for you, so you may not participate in them. You may also find most earthlings to be very physically, psychologically, and emotionally violent. Your highly sensitive nature may be assaulted by such harsh energies. You just want to get along with everyone and be as kind as possible. Your compassion helps diffuse the world's tensions, making the entire universe a more peaceful place. You may find earthly relationships confusing and feel more at home with technology or energy healing. If you find other star people, you'll discover the kinship you're seeking. Since those from other planets tend to be shy and socially awkward, you may need to go where they gather, such as online message boards, computer courses, science fiction conventions, scuba diving trips, and Reiki classes. Okay. So, this is one of those things where you may feel alone, like it's just you by yourself. In this world, you struggle to, I would say that you definitely struggle with the energies that that are around you. Like, especially if, because for us being empaths or star seeds or earth angels, whatever you label yourself, we always struggle with taking on other people's energy or absorbing others' energies. Especially if you work in a harsh working environment or even a living environment. With these cards flipping out beforehand, let's say that you are in a situation where you can't afford to live on your own, so you have to live with family members, and it's toxic, or like this card said, like the book said, it's emotionally violent and you don't handle the energies of it too well. So this could also apply if you live with a significant other. You're going to have to apply what I'm saying, apply what resonates with you. So in other words, you are either living with a significant other and you have somewhat maybe closed your heart off or shut down emotionally to this person because of the shit they put you through. Or this could be around, if you have to live at home with your parents for the moment, let's say you rent a room or you live in the basement, then this is something, though, that you feel imprisoned by or a slave to. Whatever this harsh environment, this is definitely around a harsh environment, okay? Something that is draining you and weighing on you. It's definitely taking its toll. It has not been easy. Now, I will say, even though, I'm not taking on the book's format at this moment, when I see this card here, I also feel that, because right now, all of the planets are in our favor. Right now, there's nothing going on in the sky that's affecting us, that's having any negative influence on us. Now, I will say that Cancer, Pisces, and Libra is because of a certain, I think, conjunction or some shit like that. We are in our villain era. I think for the next 2 years maybe, or next year and a half, something like that. So it is definitely easy for us, to cross over to the dark side, I will say. Okay? Oh, anyways, you feel like you're stuck to this and you can't get away from it. You know what would even be more challenging is knowing that, hey, I can't get out of this situation until such and such happens. And you're having to wait on such and such to happen. Because that right there, this fortune cookie I got once, which I love. I tell people this fortune cookie all the time, because I live by this fortune cookie. Patience is bitter. but its rewards are sweet. So even though, I know we struggle, like patience, man, it is hard. Having patience is hard. And it can be antagonizing. But once whatever it is you're asking for comes through, the reward of that is so much greater. So it's like, you may be struggling to have patience at this moment. I feel like in the past there was some type of messages or something that came through to you that gave you some insight in your situation and or scenario right now. Now, whether you receive some messages from myself or from someone else, or if you are the channel that actually received it directly from God or the universe, this is during the time period where we had Mercury retrograde. During a Mercury retrograde, you have like immediate response time to any questions asked during a Mercury retrograde. Like, you can ask something and the answer is given. I will say that every time normally that we ask questions, we're always given the answer. When we are not ready for the answer is when we move along, we go about our, daily lives, and we have those light bulb moments. Those answers, they were always there. You just weren't ready for it. So the moment you became ready for it is when the light bulb clicked. So there's something in you right now that's asking you to write things. Now, I keep seeing scribe. Either this is going to be where you have been contemplating writing a book, or writing a memoir, or writing, stories or things. That's coming out as a definite yes for you. There is something in that. I'll clarify that one at the end. But now you may find yourself being more poetic at this time. Even if it's like poetic justice. Because we do have love life here. I learned in, let's see, my mom's been gone now 8 years maybe. I learned during her lifetime the true meaning of hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. My mother was one scorned and bitter woman. Okay? So when you grow up with that, you can only imagine how you and your life turn out. Okay? Now, it is either that whatever has happened or come across you has made you shut down. It could be making you bitter. It could be making you try to want to cross over to the dark side. It could be in these times that you feel this, that you should really start to write. Now, this could also be drawing or painting, because that it involves ink and paper or pencil and paper. So a lot of people draw, a lot of people paint too. They have to start with paper and pencil. But I would like to say that when I first saw scribe, I kept thinking scry or scrying. Scry. SCRYING, but in the plural or the singular, I don't know I don't know if it's SCRYE or if it's just SCRY. But I kept seeing that there instead of scribe. I know that's my dyslexia, but, our gifts are often work through that. So mine does. So I kept seeing scrying. Now, you can scry in all types of elements and reflective surfaces. So if you have been watching like the water or the ocean waves or the water on, a pond or a creek, if you've been watching the flames in a fire and you feel like you're receiving messages from it, if you are looking in the mirror and seeing things, then that's also too happening here at this moment. So this is something that you're doing now that is pushing you. It's going to push you deeper into spirituality and religion. So even if you look at this card and you're like, oh, but I'm not religious. Well, I mean, I'm not religious either. But, this card here means that whatever faith you have, whatever your practice, whatever your beliefs, you are going to be in a position here in the future to really get submerged or get within that deeper, like it's going to another level. And I mean, there's a flame there. There's that light. So something, I feel, around your spirituality, your way of life, or even your path, okay? Or if you are religious and you have a religion, something's going to be revealed to you, illuminated through that. Yeah. So, and this is, the next 3 days to 3 weeks to 3 months. Something's going to come to light for you. Lord, boy. Okay. Now, look how we have biblical, spirituality, religion, high priest, priestess, monk, nun, and scribe or writer. So, I am getting that okay, look. If you are struggling right now with daddy issues, if your father right now if you're really having a rough patch with your dad, there is something going on karmically with that person. And I think that stemmed from a previous life that you had with this person in Asia. So let's say you could be a lot like my brother. So I'm going to use him here as an example. Okay, I'm going to try and keep it as basic as possible, not to give away his information. So my brother has always had a fascination with Bruce Lee and martial arts. My brother, didn't meet his real father until he was probably about 8 or 9 years old. My brother did have father issues. My brother, our stepdad, which also was his stepdad, he passed away at a young man, like 20 years ago, and it affected all of us. It affected him the most because my stepdad and he were the closest. They were extremely close. So, that affected him a lot. Now, so that's 2 double whammies with the father figure in his life. You might as well throw my grandpa passing away in there too. So there's a third, whammy in there. My brother played guitar. He taught himself how to play guitar. My stepdad had a lot to do with that right there. My stepdad also left my brother his guitar collection, all of his records, things like that. So there is something here where there is a tie to like a father figure like that in your life. Now, here's the next way this could go if that one there did not resonate. So, you could be in a relationship, and I would say a relationship with someone that, you know, it's not the best, like there's a struggle. There's definitely some type of struggle with this person, but you feel a pull to them. So that's where this scenario is going to play out for you. It could be that you had a previous life with this person in Asia where this person was your father. You had a communal living situation in Asia around with this person. And you could have had a very good parent, you know, father, daughter, or father, son, whoever you are watching this. You could have had a phenomenal relationship with them in that lifetime. And now in this lifetime, if this is now in this lifetime, it's hard for you because you feel so much for this person, but it's like the past life in them, because they were your father in one life, it's different for them. You may want more openness because you're open and you want this love from them so bad. But it's almost like with them, they may have like a little push and pull or a little tug of war. They may give and then pull back. They may want to spoil you, but then they're like, no, I can't. You know, there's some type of pull here from this previous life that you had with them where you were the baby, they were the father. Because here the father card is, again, it's at the bottom of the deck. You know, it's already come out along with this communal living card. It's already come out several times here. Now, I will say this. In this past life in Asia, your father could have played, like, I mean, I know here we have a guitar and we have pianos, but in Asia, and especially if this is like some time ago in the past, you know, they may not, this could have been a time where in Asia, they either played the flute or I don't know the name of this thing. It is somewhat type of a guitar. I've seen it, but I don't remember what movie I've seen it. But I have seen it in Sleeping Beauty, the cartoon, like the old school, the original Sleeping Beauty by Disney. Now, was it Sleeping Beauty? Yes, it was. Okay, so if you've seen that, you remember how in the castle with the king and his general or his friend, whatever, his confidant, they were talking about the prince getting married. Well, the little pauper dude who brought around and served the wine, you know, he gave them their wine and then he was drinking on it himself, and he laid at the foot of the table behind the curtain getting drunk and playing his little instrument thing. So I'm kind of seeing that instrument right there. It's almost like a guitar, but it's longer, sleeker, and the base of it, this portion right here, is like round. And it's got the strings to a single handle up here. So what I'm trying to say is, you could have had a relationship, you know, in the past life with this person where, you know, they spoiled you, they looked after you, they taught you a lot, they played music for you, and it was very soothing. And it could be that there's something in you that remembers this, and you want these things, but because this person in a past life was your father, they still have somewhat within them this innate authoritative manner with you. And maybe you struggle with that. It could be that, you know, that bothers you. Especially if you feel like... I'm laughing at what I just saw, this situation. So, my man, my boyfriend, he is always like, when someone fucks up or says something, he's like, you know what, they gotta learn. That's what he tells me. They gotta learn. And I'm like, Lord, here we go. You know, and then he's like, he likes to school people. Well, he does that sometimes with me. But he doesn't necessarily, well, yeah, he has to try to school me before. Anyways, so, you know, with him, it's kind of like the same scenario. I see how this could, oh my gosh, this could so pan out for myself too, because, you know, he's from Asia. He's Filipino, for crying out loud. Anyways, okay. So now this makes sense, and like now I'm receiving, you know, this illumination that, you know, he very, and you know, he had made the comment, because he's got actual children, 2 daughters. He's made the comment before where he's like, you know, I want to look after you and spoil you like I do my daughters, but I know you're not my daughter. And I have kind of this mentality before where it's popped up in my like third eye or my consciousness, where it's like, you know, I've wanted him to take care of certain things, and he's like, but it's not my job to take care of those things, or those aren't my responsibilities. And then I've thought, well, you take care of these things for your daughters. And then I've had to say to myself, I've actually said this in a previous video. I've actually said to I caught myself, it was probably about last August maybe, this happened. I caught myself and I said, but I'm not his daughter. I'm his girlfriend, you know. He can't provide for me or take care of me like he does his children because I'm not his child. And I bet you that's where this is coming from, because we've had a past life before where he was probably my father. So, you know, I somewhat have a feeling within me now that I expect him to take care of me or spoil me like I was his child. And it's probably because he did spoil the hell out of me when I was his child. So if this is resonating with you, this person spoiled the hell out of you as well. You have the same resonance as what I'm saying here that I do with myself. I doubt very seriously the 2 of you have kids. I feel like this is you right here. Like, they want to take care of you and look after you, but there's something within them that brings reservation. You know, you know, with like a monk and a nun, like they're celibate, they have rules and guidelines and restrictions. This person may feel those restrictions and those pulls within them because it stems back to this previous life. You know, you may have already had thoughts, hopes, or fears that this would not be a karmic relationship. And I kind of feel like I'm going to ask the clarifying cards in a minute and see what they say if this is a karmic relationship, because it's definitely here in your emotions, whether you've got hopes or fear about it. You may be fearing, like, holy shit, I hope this is not another karmic relationship where I've got to learn lessons. But honestly, you could, because here's the lessons and blessings card right up underneath this Asia card. You have gained a lot of wisdom over this scenario, though. You and this person have fought a lot of battles and arguments between the 2 of you. I bet it has also given you a lot of fear and worry over this situation. But the outcome of this is the biblical card. So it's almost like, let me go ahead and read this card, because this is the outcome. When you read about Jesus, Moses, or other biblical figures, you know that there's more to the story because you were there. Either you were a follower of Jesus or Moses, or you lived in the Holy Land. You may have also had lives alongside other famous biblical figures. As a result, traditional religious interpretations of the Bible stories don't ring true to you. You know in your heart and soul what really happened. As such, you tend to follow your own religious and spiritual path. And look how we have spirituality and religion. So in the next you know, when this comes to the end of this reading, the end of this cycle here, which is like, you know, 30 days. So about this time next month. It's about 30 days after you read it that you encounter or embark on these two cards. And both of these are about spirituality, religion, and a path. So, if you have witnessed the crucifixion, you may have emotional scarring stemming from the heartbreak and horror that followed your beloved teacher's death. These reactions may have caused you to shut down your spiritual sight and other gifts. To reconnect with your God-given abilities, pray for help from the biblical figures to whom you feel the most connected. You'll learn that they have forgiven all transgressions and have moved on with their spiritual lives, and they will help you do the same. It may be that in the next 30 days or so, you may, because there's a new moon coming up here too, you may go out to the universe like she is over here with your arms wide and ask, you know, give these worries or transgressions or things that happen to you away and ask for transmutation and healing so that you can become more at peace or more at one with this person, so that you can evolve and transmute the past life energies so that you can somewhat heal and release them so you can move on and energetically, like, maybe let them go. Okay. Where do I want to start? What is this galactic card? What is this galactic card? Oh, shoot. I didn't even shuffle this deck. But anyways, I would say it's on point because there's this person in your life. So, if you have in the past somewhat wanted to leave this person, I would say that you've been having to really work more and put in more work and more effort, either to, you know, get somewhere with this person, or you've been putting in more work and effort having to make your own money because you've been by yourself, having to do it on your own. But there is something, it was written in the stars for you to be with this person, for you to meet this person. What does this imprisonment and slavery have to do with? I did clear these cards, but I usually shuffle them to ask what messages they have for us. I did not do that. But I will say, because that one card came out, I felt like it was true. So I'm just going to stick with it. Alright, you may feel like you are in a pattern where you keep having to ask this person for money because you're struggling financially. You've had some hardships. They have not. I'm sure they probably make, you know, 2 or 3 times the amount of money that you make, and you've been asking for a handout, but like they're not wanting to give it to you. So this may be where you've been with this person for a little, you've been dealing with this person for a minute, but now it's like this is something, this is a pattern or something that happens to you. Like this could be the second time this has happened, where maybe you've had to switch jobs, or, you know, a bill came up and you were like, shit, I don't have the money for this, you know, and you want to ask them if they can help you, but, you know, they may feel a little bit differently about giving you the money for it. Like, this person is definitely thinking about it, that's for sure. You are somewhat, they do spoil you in ways. I will say that, because you are the privileged lady in this dynamic. You've had a conversation over this before, and this person's been thinking about it. They may be, at this time, even trying to think of ways to help you get out of this financial issue that you're having. So what is this high priestess or priest? Because something happened here in the past. What happened here? So this is either like you gaining some insight or clarity, or someone that has that gift giving it to you. Well, I wonder if you knew that this person was, either you knew that this whole financial situation where you were like, either you lost your job, you took a financial loss, something. You knew it was going to happen. You knew what was going down when it happened. But someone you're in partnership with, I would say that they've probably in the past been a little bit more stingy with their money. But it looks like here in the future, they will be, and there he is, that official person again. I think in the future, he is going to be more open to helping. What is this scribe and or writer? What is this scribe or writer? Well, you could be coming to some type of agreement what you two are going to do if you were to get married, were to move in together. So here's the thing, okay? I once started talking to this guy. This is a long time ago, okay? I made the comment something like, because my phone was about to get turned off, but I had my internet at home so I could get on my computer and communicate with this person. So they offered to pay my phone bill so it wouldn't get disconnected. Now I allowed them to do this. After that, I was like, well, if they would pay this, well, maybe they'll pay this, help me pay this. So I continued talking to the person. So I mentioned the next thing. They paid it. So I was like, all right. And then in like 4 months or something else came up. They paid that. And then after like 5 months or 6 months, the person was like, I don't mind paying these things for you, but if I'm going to pay them, I can't keep up 2 households, so you might as well move in with me, and I'll just pay for everything. But you're gonna have to move in with me because I'm not keeping up 2 households. And at that point, I was like, whoa, no, I'm not doing that. I ain't moving in. This person may, like at this time, be like, if maybe we need to combine incomes, or maybe we need to combine households. Maybe that will help you out. Maybe, if we were to get married, then I could help do these things for you. There's some type of communication and or talks coming in around that. Okay, either this person wants you to move in with them, or like you're talking about it. They're wanting to talk about it. Trying to talk to you some way, shape, or form about the two of you coming together. And I would say too that by you two moving in together at some point in time, this coming together will be financially rewarding for you as well. I feel like it will help you get out of this worrisome energy around bills and money. What is this spirituality and religion? Look, there's that change card. So either you are going to move in with them, or they might be moving in with you. There's a change here within your living situation with this person. This change coming up here, if it's not that the two of you are moving in, there is a marriage coming between the two of you where you are coming together, you're teaming up and becoming like more committed or something. And that's going to create a change within you spiritually. I would also say with them as well, because there's a marriage of spirit coming in here. there's a pathway definitely opening up for you where there's a coming together with this person, I think, in the future around living together. Now, keep in mind that this could definitely go back to that communal living situation in a past life. What does this baby card have to do with? Because this is you. You may have gone through some type of an ascension to where you kind of feel like you just woke up to a new version of yourself. You are discovering, new things about you. It could be that you end up with a brand new home as well. So you should know that if you've been experiencing any poverty or impoverished factors in your life, that's coming to an end. There's some type of money coming through here which is going to help you. You may even have an idea of when this money's coming. This man here, I feel like, is either going to be helping you with it, helping you manage it, or either giving it to you. What is this monk and or nun? What does this card have to do with? Now, in the meantime, you're probably out here working your tail off, feeling like the world's against you. You're feeling like you're stuck in some type of pattern. But thankfully, though, I would say that your health has taken on your health has taken on better days. There may be somewhat of blocks with this male here when it comes to communicating with him, but something's working out here behind the scenes. You may feel like you are out here having to work your little ass off and you're only getting paid like pennies and nickels for the work that you're doing, but there is some type of lesson or blessing within that. And it could be that you need to maybe, I heard this one lady earlier say, your attitude of gratitude, I think, really affects how you are on a monetary level. So if you feel like you don't have a whole lot of money, it's because you're not given enough gratitude for what you currently have. Like, the more gratitude you have within you for what you already have, the more you will be given. Alright, so let me do this biblical card and then I'm going to ask that question. Alright, so what does this biblical card have to do with? What is this biblical card? So you're being catapulted into, it could be higher spirituality and higher religion. This situation here, because we got this chain, there's definitely a pathway opening up. If you've had a bad, couple months or so with this masculine, that's come to an end. You've learned something. There's been a lesson for you to learn within it some way, shape, or form. I feel like you've learned the lesson. Either you had to learn the lesson or they had to learn the lesson. And now there's a pathway of healing opening up where this is going to lead to some type of elevation, or even there's some type of bounce back or recuperation coming from this situation. Now, because of all this, especially if you've been praying and asking for this, at the beginning of the read, I talked about, patience being bitter, but its rewards being sweet. If you've been dealing with this for the past 4 to 6 months, and you feel like it is never going to end, or you're never going to get out of it, the end is here, okay? The end is here. The worst of it is over. All right. Is this partnership here a karmic relationship? Is this partnership a karmic relationship? Yes, it is. It is a karmic relationship. Okay. So, even though this is a karmic relationship, I think that because when I look at the bottom of the cards, there's gift, sudden, like an unexpected income. And then we've got, and I know that's confirmation to my question, but there's 3 cards here that speak on money. So it almost feels like 3 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 months, there's moving of something. This person might be leaving, they might be moving, and they could ask you to go with them. There's like, this person could be wanting to move in with you, or wanting you to move in with them, and they could be offering that to you. That could also help you out a lot. Like, it will also raise your vibration because you're in a better living environment. So it helps you to ascend. Helps make you a little bit more richer at heart, maybe. So there is something coming within the next 3 to 6 weeks, 3 to 6 months, where this person, I feel like you and this person will be going to the next level. There's a pathway opening up for you and this person. And it looks as though the lessons or the pains of the past are somewhat behind you now. You've either learned these lessons, learned from them, some way, shape, or form, and now it's like soon you will be able to let go of the past and move forward. So that is all I have for you. And look, I cut the deck, and their spouse. So I would say, and you know, we had that marriage card come out. I would say the ones of you that this really resonated with, this sounds and seems like someone that you're going to be eventually married to. So if you're not already married to them, because I mean, you could be married to this person already. This could be somebody you're dealing with that you've been married to. That can apply. But, and if it is, and let's say you guys broke up and you moved out or something, well, I think you'll be moving back in together. Now, if you were to say, I'm not moving back into that house, that's fine. I feel like homeboy will find you a new house. So, hopefully this resonated. Please feel free to leave any feedback and or comment. Let me know how it resonated for you. And if you like the video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you again here soon. Take care. Namaste.